Well, let's start up with probably the most, I guess, news that caters to us. I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is having its beta right now. And I wanted to hear your thoughts about the zombies mode that they revealed. So we can just kind of go in a round table. Whoever wants to go first can.
Take it away, Scully. I want to hear
I
what you got.
I don't even have words to describe what I saw on that trailer. Dude, it's like MW3 zombies. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not getting the game. I'm not getting MW3, even
Mm.
with the remakes. Cause like, well, I'm not. I'm not getting a game for a remake. Let's just make it clear on that. Um, I don't know. MW3 is kind of just like the thing that gets me the most about like the zombies in that mode is like that is now like a time limited mode. Like you can't just stay there for X amount of hours. At some point, you do have to like exfil. For me, that kind of just ruins the point of zombies.
Yeah.
Because up until now, it's been like survive as long as you can. Now it's you have a time limit to survive, so it's like there's this kind of like going against everything Call of Duty has put into zombies, in my opinion. And I'll even go further and say I'd rather play Vanguard zombies than MW3 zombies.
Wow.
That's how much I don't want to play MW3 zombies.
And for those who may not know, that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
That is really saying a
That's a
lot.
wild take, to be honest.
I not even gonna change my mind on that.
Yeah. Sorry. Were you? I don't want to cut you off. Were you still?
No, I'm good. I got more to say, but you can go ahead and let me have a break.
I was just gonna interject and say, I saw Mr. Raffle Waffles.
Mm.
Hi guys, hi guys.
Yeah.
I saw him pose the question, and I think it's a good question. Like, can you really call it zombies if it's not round based? What do you guys
I
think
don't.
about that?
No,
I don't think so.
I think yes to a point. I think Outbreak is probably the furthest away you can call something that's zombies that's not round based. Like, let's see.
they got away with it in Outbreak.
Yeah, but
Honestly, I don't even think Outbreak was that bad, to be honest with you.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
still it felt like
But
round
yeah,
based, but it felt harder round based. Like
Hmm.
you
yeah.
like every area is a new round basically.
Yeah. Yeah, so and I agree with what Riley said. I feel like that's as far as you can get away from like the zombie template and still call it zombies. And that was like the second part of what he was posing, which I think is a good question, is like, okay, well then it's really dishonest of Call of Duty to market it as zombies because it's not zombies. Like what it really is, and this is my take, is it's DMZ with zombies in it. Market it as DM zombies. It's
Yeah.
like they can use that. I don't care. Like that's the perfect like way they could market it. But and I think that's where they get themselves into hot water all the time with the zombies community because they're like, what is the easiest community to just farm content on? Besides multiplayer, just recycling the maps, zombies. We'll just throw a
Hmm.
zombies mode in it. DMZ is kind of cool. And I like DMZ. I think the DMZ format is cool, and I think throwing zombies in it isn't necessarily a bad thing. But I think calling it zombies, is dishonest on its face. But
Hmm.
anyways, sorry,
Yeah.
Scully, you can keep going.
No, you basically said everything that I was gonna say. It's like MW2 started DMZ, right?
Hmm.
That's the
Yeah,
game that started it. In my opinion, it wouldn't have made no difference if the zombies was on that game versus MW3. Because like what's the difference in playing MWZ with people, playing MW3, MWZ on that game with zombies? Like what's the difference? I mean,
yeah,
you're still basically fighting AI no matter
right.
what game you're on, so it's not like it's the same thing but the skins changed, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like mostly they're just trying to farm the zombies community, and in particular the newer zombies community, the Outbreak community, because even with Outbreak, the community is pretty split on, is Outbreak good or is it not good? And I think most people feel like okay about it, and then you have the diehard round based people, or like smaller map people, I don't know what you call it, the classic people that just hate Outbreak. And I don't love Outbreak. Like, I get what they're trying to do, but I think it's okay for a while, but it gets boring so fast, in my opinion.
What I will say is that I don't mind Outbreak, but if I had to choose between two modes that, like, you were to tell me which one was like more Call of Duty Zombies, round based, or Outbreak, I'd go with round based. Any player that's played Call of Duty Zombies for like since World at War would tell you like round based zombies is Call of Duty Zombies,
Hmm.
not an Outbreak mode or a DMZ mode if you want to branch out further.
Yeah. What do you think, Riley?
Gamify, do you want to go?
Well, I 100% agree with Skull Basher. I'm not buying the game. I don't think there's a point. I'm not gonna spend money on trash. I'd rather burn my money in literally. Anyways, like, you know. And so yeah, the Outbreak format it's definitely a change that is definitely catered to the new people that have played that haven't played like the older games. And I think that's unfair. I really do think that's unfair towards the the older people that play the game and are used to the round based. And I don't think that's right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Call of Duty, Activision, I guess you could call it. I feel like they really underestimated the zombies community as a whole. They keep trying to push change on us. Like, you guys don't want the same format over and over again. Like, you don't want us to just keep making these Easter eggs on these maps. But in reality, that's what most of the zombies community wants. I mean, heck, most of the zombies community are still playing Black Ops 3 or
Yeah.
Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 1 or World at War. The community still hasn't moved on from these games, but the people that have moved on are the normies that have come along, like with Cold War, and we're like, oh, I completed an Easter egg. Now I'm going to go to Black Ops. Oh, but this Black Ops 3 Easter egg is way too hard. But those are the people that move on. And so I feel like they just really underestimated the community, and they keep trying to push change where the community is just pushing back. Because, like, look at the Black Ops 3 custom map community. Like, it's huge, and they just keep coming back for the same round-based zombies maps. They're different, but it's the same format that works.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, like, I think Call of Duty's gone too casual for its player base. I mean, you brought up a good point, like custom zombies versus what we're seeing now. Like, there's people in the community that are dedicated to making custom maps that are on par or better than what the developers can do at the moment. So it's like you got the developers trying to be new and innovative. Meanwhile, you got people that actually know what the community wants and can put it into a map without having to sacrifice anything. And they can still add new shit to it without making it like casual friendly, but not too overly complicated either.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just maps on there for survival basically, and that's like the farthest thing from complicated. But then you got maps like Leviathan, which has one of the best custom Easter eggs ever in zombies for like the hardcore players basically.
Here's one thing that kind of.
And then you look at Duran Feng and go, where did we go wrong?
One thing that I don't understand people saying is that I've seen, like, Prestigious Key said this. He says, after watching the Modern Warfare 3 Zombies gameplay, I'm like, I would rather have this than no zombies at all. I think you should have the opposite opinion, where you should wait, you should stay away from the fast food and go to a fine dining experience where everything is cooked to perfection. And what do you like? And then And that is the next Treyarch game, metaphorically. And I would rather skip the fast food, skip Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and go to Treyarch's next game, and they just do DMZ again, right? Whatever, Spec Ops. I don't really care. It seems like Infinity Ward or Sledgehammer, like, third modes don't really matter much anyway, besides when they copy zombies. But, yeah. I mean, I think that besides Treyarch games, it is entirely in the hands of like the custom zombies community to actually keep us alive and breathing. I agree with that point.
Yeah. Yeah, so the only other argument, and I don't agree with it, but I see the merit in I don't remember who said it, but they were basically saying like, yes, like that's true, it's not round based, but wouldn't you rather Treyarch still be working on something in the background, put something out, and still like on their off years they can still bring people into the zombies community. They can bring the normies in, with DMZ, because DMZ was, I don't know how big, but supposedly it was huge. Like a lot of people played DMZ.
Mm-hmm.
And so like if that's true, but like I said, I don't think the normies actually stick around. Like people that like DMZ aren't going to like traditional round based maps. Like they're not going to stick around for the next Treyarch game. And like I said, with Cold War, that was their big thing, is they were like, the developers were saying like, we've had the most people complete these Easter eggs out of all time. Like the percentage that can actually complete like Shangri-La or Horizon's pretty easy, but Gorod Korovi is a good example. Like it's minuscule to the actual player base, and so they were proud of that, which I think is good. But again, like you open it up to the normies, and the actual players suffer, and then the normies just go by the ways. They just go back to whatever else they play.
And I don't think we'll actually truly find out if normies will stick with the game until MW3 comes out, because then we're going to find out, because I think we all know that the zombies YouTubers will not stick with this game, just like Vanguard. And then we're gonna really find out if that like 50% of Outbreak and round based statistic was actually true, and we start seeing channels pop up based off of MW3 zombies purely, right? I feel like that would be like the natural progression of things if these normies really do like this style of zombies as much as we hear that they do. I think that's the only way to find out personally, but yeah. And then we'll see like kind of two zombies communities rising up, and it's round based versus whatever someone else is making. So yeah.
which again, and going off what you're saying, is true. Like you have the Outbreak on community, and you have the before Outbreak community right now, and I think that they're hoping they'll all just kind of get together and enjoy zombies, but that's not how it works out. Like what they've essentially done is create two different player bases, and one or the other is always going to be hounding them. Yeah. Only the normies aren't as good at hounding as like the actual zombies players. Like zombie players are relentless. So
yeah,
I think they shot themselves in the foot personally.
Yeah. So
like, again, marketing it as a zombies game rather than DMZ with zombies.
Yeah. So what do we think about Modern Warfare 3 as a whole? Now that we've actually seen gameplay and know more about the game.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I think MW3 is the most remake asset Call of Duty ever. Like, think about what's going into that game at the moment. Like, they don't even have unique multiplayer maps. They gotta bring back MW2 2009 maps just to even have people buy their game, because they know how shit and boring it is.
Yeah.
And then they just sprinkle zombies in DMZ and call it zombies. Like, they're using a mode that I don't know how that mode actually worked or how well it did, because I don't play MW2, like the newest one. And I'm probably not gonna, and I'm definitely not buying MW3, and I'm hoping that the Treyarch gives me a reason to buy her next game, because it's kind of the make or break for me. Because if they don't have good zombies, then I'm basically not even gonna. I'm just staying on Black Ops 3 customs and BO2 and BO1, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna pay attention to the newer Call of Duties.
I have a hypothetical for you. What if on day one launch they have Knocked Duran Toten remastered? What do you
For
say?
the 10,000th time, fuck no.
Yeah, to go along with that, like they really need to give, again, like they're creating this new player base and they need to give the new player base a reason to buy the round-based zombies game. Supposedly it's round-based, like that's like the big thing the gaming revolution is talking about, like every 5 seconds. But I think like if they truly want to mesh the two communities together, nobody wants more remakes. I don't want more remakes, but they have to remake, like they have to funnel the new people into the older maps via a remake, possibly, because like nobody's going to go back, like the newer people aren't going to go back and buy an Xbox 360 just to play Black Ops 2, you know. And so like I feel like, I don't want them to, but I feel like they kind of have to, you know. The Zombie Chronicles 2 we've been hearing about for like 5 years now. I feel like they kind of have to do that to get the newer DMZ people into the round-based zombies. Like they have to bring in the old maps into the new games, which I think they're going to do. Unfortunately, what we've seen with this year's Call of Duty, what is it, 12 Modern Warfare 2 maps, all remastered on day one.
Mm-hmm.
Shipment for like the 6th time, Rust for like the 6th time.
Well, actually, no shipment,
I mean, like,
but Rust.
I
Or
think
not shipment, but I meant yeah, Rust and what was the other one I was thinking about? There's another one I can't think.
Nuketown.
Yeah. That's next year.
Somehow.
Yeah,
Well,
next year for sure.
They put it in this Call of Duty and it wouldn't make a difference, would it?
Not really. No.
I mean, I think this was the first Call of Duty that doesn't have unique maps in its game.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right. Yeah, and going along with that, I saw on Twitter the other day that they are going to be, wait for it, bringing advanced warfare guns into Modern Warfare 3, and they're going to have every month they're going to have a new theme where they bring in old guns from other games. Like it's crazy. They're doing so much for us.
I can't wait to blast people with the South 3 cauterizer.
You know what that
in
means, School Basher?
MW3.
Exo Zombies 2. Aren't you excited?
Wow, in MW3, the game that I'm still not buying. Wow, you opened my eyes a bit.
So here's my take on it. I look at Modern Warfare 3 like I look at The Last Jedi and what's the last one? Rise of Skywalker. I look at it like that. Like I think Rise of Skywalker was a bad movie, but it wasn't as bad as Return of the Last Jedi.
Whoa,
Let me
yeah,
not
slow
piss
down.
people off there. But I feel like the problem with Rise of Skywalker is it spent the whole first 2.5 hours or whatever it is fixing what The Last Jedi broke. They had to fix so much. They spent the whole movie retconning what The Last Jedi broke. And then in the last, like, what is it, like 15 minutes, you find out Palpatine's, or no, I think you find it in the beginning of the movie. I haven't seen it since launch, that he's back and, oh, we got to go, you know. And anyways, the last 15 minutes of the movie is when you get the meat of the actual movie. The rest of it, they're just fixing everything. And that's how I feel about Modern Warfare 3 is they're fixing all the problems. Everything they broke in Modern Warfare 2, they're fixing in Modern Warfare 3 because I've seen it's quite positive on the people that are actually playing it. But that doesn't change the fact that there's nothing new for people to get. It's all old reused content, and they're really just fixing the bugs that they made in the last one.
Yeah. What do you think about it, GameFi?
Honestly, I disagree with you guys. I haven't really seen anything about it, honestly. I just know I'm not buying it, and I haven't been paying attention to it, to be honest. Because why would I waste time learning about something I don't care about? It's gonna be trash.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I really agree with you guys though, but yeah,
You don't just sit on Twitter hating on everything like everyone else?
No, I don't. I don't hate on Twitter. I don't hate.
Unlike most of the users, I go out and touch grass,
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
and I have at least one functioning brain cell.
No, I think this kind of goes back to when we were talking about the Office reboot last week. I think people are just sick of seeing reused whatever, right? I want to,
100%.
but there's another side to it, right? The creator, I talked about it last week. It had an $80 million budget. It's an original IP, but barely anybody saw it, man. And it's gonna flop, I think, from what I've seen. It had a budget of like $80 million, and it hasn't even gotten half of that. And I just wish people would put their money where their mouth is and actually go and see and listen to whatever, experience original things rather than sneaking more money into these IPs that keep like reusing themselves, especially Call of Duty, because like even when Vanguard like didn't sell as good as Cold War, it still made millions of dollars, and I'm sure this game will too. As much as I would love for it to flop, it's just not gonna happen. And yeah, with the whole like this is the thing with this game. It seems like we're finally gonna get a best of Call of Duty. That's what this sounds like. And like you said, they're gonna have like different their seasons themed around different games. Like I heard that there was gonna be a Black Ops themed one. I I don't know, man. I I will not lose any sleep not playing this game. I'll just say that. That's kind of my final thoughts on Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, I feel like they have just gotten so that's the right way to say it. I feel like as a company they've gotten to be where they're so safe. Like they hedge their bets on both sides. They're like, we don't want to do something people get really upset about. Like the last time I think the last time they really did that would be Infinite Warfare, which people hated, hated on launch. They hated the zombies, but if you go play that zombies now, amazing. Like one of the best zombies we've ever gotten, in my opinion. Like I would put it up there, maybe not like top 3, but it's there. Like I love playing, and I haven't even played it that much compared to the other zombies, but people hated that game, and it still is one of the most disliked Call of Duty trailers ever. But now they're just so safe. They're like, all we're gonna do is reuse what we've done before that worked, and that's it. And I guess that works for them. They make a lot of money from it, but it really is just a hollowed out shell of what Call of Duty used to be. And I think, like you're saying, Riley, they don't put their money where their mouth is. They keep buying these old, recycled games that have just been used and abused over and over again. And we're never, you never go out and experience something new, because at the end of the day, most people just want to be comfortable and they just want to sit down and play the Call of Duty they've been playing for the last 10, 15, 20 years, whatever it is. And they don't want to think about it, and they don't want to take a stand on anything, and they just want to be, comfortable. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So, you kind of asked this before the show started, Riley, but what's everyone giving it? Modern Warfare Zombies. What's your rating out of 10?
0 out of 10. Because it's not zombies.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, 0.
0.
Does anybody else hear that? That buzzing?
I do a little bit.
Yeah, I heard it a little.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I would give it a. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 0, man. I'm gonna put as much thought into my
good.
ranking than as they put into that game mode. So yeah, 0.
Well, I feel kind of weird giving it anything other than a 0 now. I feel like I'm going to be judged, but I'm going to give it a 5. I feel like, a 0 on originality and creativity, but a 5 on I give it potential, because I think the DMZ format does have potential, again, I think that what you have here is mainly an issue of them marketing it as zombies when it's not zombies. So
Yeah.
I'll give it a 5 for DMZ zombies, but not like a 0 for actually being zombies.
Yeah.